Hi guys, it's Miss Courtney. I'm going to talk to you today about the underwater fish painting that we did. I'm going to do this pretty quickly because you've done all of these steps, I believe, already. The first step was to make your background of the ocean, and I had you like put your little your line for the sand that's at the bottom of the ocean, and then this would be the water. So you probably have this already completed. So I'm just going to quickly go through this part so that we can get to the fish painting, because I think that's what most of you need to catch up with. So I'm going to take my blue, and I want the darkest blue to be close to that line. I'm going to move this down so you can see it a little bit, as close to the this bottom of the ocean line as possible. And it's the darkest blue. And then we're going to do that blending technique where we have the darkest blue and then we have our white and we blend those colors together. And we do this all the way up to the top of our ocean. And if our paint starts to kind of slip away, we can add a little bit of water, not too much, to blend it in. And I keep going in with my dark. I'm going pretty fast. So I just want to get this part completed so I can get to the fish. So you have something like this done. And then at the very top, we're going to make that the lightest blue. Whoops. Like that. So we have the ocean done. Now we need to do the bottom of the ocean, which is the sand. And I'm going to move my camera down a little bit so you can see it. We're going to mix that color together. You might not have a brown. So we know that when we mix it together, we're going to mix. I'm going to get my palette over here so you can see it. It's pretty messy. We're going to mix a blue and red because we want a purple. So we have the blue and we have our red. And we mix that together to make this purple. Now that's not sand color at all, so we need to add a little yellow. And you know that we can't take the yellow away, so we want to add in a little bit at a time, because we can always add more. We can't take it off. And this is still pretty dark, so we're going to keep adding the yellow. Until we get that nice tan color. And I think this might be the last bit of the yellow. I think that's a good color. Okay, so once you get that nice beachy tan, you're going to just paint the bottom of your ocean. It's the sandy part. Okay, yours is going to look a lot neater than mine. I'm just doing this pretty quick. Okay, that's the sand. I can even add a little bit of white in that beachy part, just so it's not so flat. And when I mean flat, I mean just all one color. So I'm just going to add some white to lighten it up a little bit. Just like that. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create some seaweed on either side. We can do it over here and over here because we're going to have our fish in the center. And you can add in more seaweed than what I'm adding in, but I'm just going to do 2 plants of seaweed. And we need to make the color green. And to do that, we're going to mix yellow and blue together. So on our palette, we're going to get some yellow. And we're going to get some blue. And whoops, we're going to mix it together so we get that nice green color. And once you get a nice green, you're ready to go. And to do that, over here we're going to start with this side. And we're just going to make them in groups of 3, okay? And I'm going to take a look at my painting. I'm going to actually show you the one that we did. So I have 3 here, and I have 3 over here. So that's what we're doing. We're going to go and make the one in the center the taller one. So kind of make a wavy line. And then we do another one. Wavy line. And another one. Now we can thicken parts of it up. Seaweed kind of has parts that are thicker through it. You can go like that. And like that. And then we can make another group of 3 right over on this side. And I'm going to start with the center, and I'm just going to make a wavy line like that. Make another wavy line and another wavy line. And then I thicken part of that seaweed plant a little bit more like that. Just like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is start creating our angelfish. And we're going to sketch it out with our paintbrush because we've already, mine's already dry, so yours should be dry. But it's hard to do it with a pencil. So we're going to use our paintbrush, and we're going to just use a thin point paintbrush. And I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to use white paint to kind of sketch it out. So the first thing we're going to do is do our smaller fish, and that's going to be right here, kind of down low. And the first shape we're going to do is just a circle. Okay, so we want a small circle just like this. And we don't have to make it really dark because we're going to paint over top of this. It's just to sketch it out. And the point of the fish comes off of this side, and then we can just add a little kind of a triangle shape right there. And then the fin of the fish it's kind of wide, so we're going to do a big arc there, and we're going to do a big arc there. And then we're going to connect those 2 points with a little bit of a wavy line. Like that. And then the top fin is a very long kind of angled fin. I'm gonna get this, my brush wasn't cooperating with me. Sometimes when it gets dry, it frays a little bit. I don't want it to do that. Okay, the top fin is starts here and it kind of curves like this fin does. And it's a little thicker at the bottom and curves very thin at the top, just like this, okay? And then we have two fins on the bottom. One here, and another tiny one in the front. One in the front's very tiny. So that's the outline of our fish. And we're going to do the same outline up here in this area, but a little bit bigger. I'm going to walk you through painting this little one, and then you'll know what to do for the bigger fish, and I'll talk about what other things you can add to your painting. Okay, so what you're going to do is the front of it is white. So we're going to fill in this front part. Just like that. That's the only thing that's white on it. And then we're gonna need a yellow and a black. So I'm gonna get yellow and put it on my palette, and I'm gonna get some black. I gotta find my black paint. Here it is. Sorry. So I'm gonna get some black paint. And now I'm going to alternate the stripes. So this first stripe is going to be black. So right here, I'm going to actually switch my brush to a thinner brush. All right, I like this one. I like this one. It's got a little bit of a thin. And this first one right here next to the white is the first black kind of stripe. And it goes down because that first fin on the bottom is all black. Okay. And then I fill this in. And then part of this one we'll make black too. Just makes sense. All right, the next stripe is yellow. And you can clean your brush off. I'm not cleaning my brush off. I just kind of dip it in. It goes like that. I have yellow right there. The next color is black. And this black goes all the way up to the fin. Down, and it kind of curves and comes through to half the fin, and it really doesn't matter as long as it's alternating yellow and black. Okay. And then I'm going to just wipe my brush off because I'm going to go back to that yellow. And this back part here is yellow. And then this part of the fin is yellow. And then the back part of the fin is black. And then the very edge is yellow. Just like that. And you have your fish. So you're going to do the same thing up here and make it a little bigger. And then over here, to add balance, I added some red fish to my little painting. And the red fish are really simple. And you can add more, fish, different kinds of fish, whatever you want to your painting. The red fish were just a really simple, elongated, oval, football shape, whatever you want to call it, with a fin in the back. It can be any shape you want. And then I did them in groups of 3, so I would have 3 red fish, 2 of these fish, and then you can add in whatever you want. You can add in seashells, you can add in other sea creatures, you can add in more seaweed, whatever you want to complete your painting. And I know it's going to turn out great because you guys are so creative. All right, hope you have fun. Bye.